Yeah, I gotta put this on because literally trying to make it, especially if I'm gonna be further. I bet you wonder where I've been. Far, far away. I've been transitioning. Do y'all miss me? Is this bright enough? Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. This is Belinda, and it's been a long time coming. But yes, you guys, I'm here and back and better. I've been meaning to be on this video or this channel for the longest. I've just been doing so much transitioning from jobs to apartment, just life overall. It's a lot. But for this video, I want to start off with the title, How God Provided Me with My First Own Apartment. Like, it's unbelievable. My own place. Like, I just need to talk about it, you guys. Like, I need to give God the glory, the praise. God provided for me my own apartment. So I'm just gonna get right into it, y'all. Like, how did it happen? What, how? Like, with God, you just never really know the explanation behind it. But I'm gonna just give y'all the details of how I'm able to stand right here in my own place. Let's jump right into it.
God is great.
Is it that simple?
God is great. Don't get no simpler than that, bro.
Okay, let me start from the beginning. In the beginning, I've been wanting my own place for almost like 2 years and a half. Like, I've been wanted my own apartment. It's been a long time coming. I just been patient. But when I originally had plans to move out, I depended, long story short, you guys, I
depended on people. Like, God was trying to show me that I need to depend on Him and not on man. But at the time, I was just depending on my friend. She let me down. Then I was depending on my ex. He let me down. After the second time, I had made my stamp that I would not depend on people. Like, you literally have to do stuff for yourself. You got to do for you.
And I was at a point where I'm tired of being let down. I need to, try to get myself situated, try to depend on me and God. And I was just at a cycle, just, leaning my dreams and my hope on people.
And I just had to stop doing that. So that was a learning lesson. God showed me that I need to rely on Him and that He was going to provide my needs and what I want, When you pray for something, God hears you. It's His timing and not yours. So I just literally, after the second attempt trying to get my place with my ex, it didn't work out. I relied on my God. I said, you know what, God? This is your timing. This is your way. I'm going to wait on you.
So, lesson learned, not to depend on people. Okay, second point that I'm about to make is that when I was applying at the time, applying for applications for apartment, I was literally getting denied left and right because of my credit score. My credit score was horrible. It was bad. And I was very frustrated at the time, very just asking God, why do you not want this for me? Wouldn't it be better if I had my own space? That way I can do so much within myself, nobody to bug me, just me being at peace. Like, God, wouldn't this be something that you would want for me? Just asking God why, And I just had to have the faith that, God does not want me to fall. Like, he is not that type of God. Like, the God that I serve does not want me to fall. Like, he wants me to prosper in life. Not saying that I wasn't prospering living at home, but I was at an age where it was just time for me to be independent. So, literally, I just, in the meantime, while I was putting in application, losing money at the same time, I was working. I said, you know what? God got me. Like, all I can tell myself was God got me. So, just kept working, saving up, and I knew one day I was gonna get applied. And I did. So, I applied for this first apartment. I got approved. I could only thank the Lord. When I got approved, I saw congratulations, you got approved for this apartment. I could only cry. Like, I was just static. I was very static. I was very like, oh my gosh, like, I got my place. Yes, I got approved. Mind you guys, I did not look at the space. I did not did a tour. I literally just applied and hoped for the best. But I'm gonna get into it. I ended up not taking the place, and let me tell y'all why. When I first did the tour, like before I even signed the lease, I did the tour because I wanted to see what I was getting myself into. And the place was not in my liking. I feel like they were charging me so much money for a small unit, and I'm like, it's not a good deal. Despite my credit, they did approve me, but it's like in my mind, in the back of my mind, I was like, this is not a good deal. Like, I cannot take this. I was like, I should take it, right? Because I got approved. This is the first apartment that approved me. But something in the back of my mind was telling me not to get it. Like, when I entered this unit, it did not feel like my place. I don't know if that makes sense, but it did not feel like home to me. Like, of course, it's, some people would say like, oh, it's your first apartment, just get it just to get your own space. But at the same time, I need this space to feel like home, Even though I want to leave my place, my, parents' place, I do want something that's comfortable, So, I ended up just not getting the place at all because it was like, I'm not going to waste my money on something that I'm not going to like at the end. To turn this a bit brighter. Yeah, so I just didn't take it. Something my spirit was telling me not to take it. So I ended up not taking that apartment. And I was back to square one. Back to square one because I was still getting denied, not getting my place. And I was back to square one to like, okay, questioning God. I'm like, dang, man, maybe I should have got my first place. Maybe I should have, stick with it. But it's like, no, I don't want to get this place because, God forbid, what if I lose my job? And now I get this job that's not paying as much as my first job. I'm thinking of the possibilities, and you have to think about the possibilities. So I was like, you know what? I'm not and it's not even a big place, and it wasn't luxury. Like, why would I pay so much money for something that's outdated? It didn't make sense to me. So I was like, you know what, Lord, I'm gonna continue to trust the process. I know you're gonna have a place for me. And now we're on to point 3. Which is the place that I'm standing right now. So I put in an application for this place. Didn't think I was going to get approved, but Lord approved this place. Before I even put an application on here, I did a tour because I didn't want the same mistake to happen the first time around when I didn't do a tour. So I made sure I did a tour this time. And once I stepped in front of these, like inside these 4 walls, I told myself, this is my place. Like, this is my place. I felt it. Like, I toured, I looked around, and I said, this is my place. Like, I felt it. I felt that this was the apartment that God had for me. It may have not been like updated appliances, you know, stainless steel, but it was a start, you know, my own apartment, nobody, just me. And the price was right. Like the price was right. The location was right. And I just applied for this place, and then I got approved. And when I seen that email that I got approved, I was just crying. I was just crying because I don't know. Part of me did not feel like it was gonna happen, but that's where faith comes in. Like my faith was like at this much, like literally so close. And especially with everything going on with the market and everything, I was like, dang, I have to wait another year or so to then get my own place. You know, I was at a place where I was just hopeless, but God made a way for me, and I'm just so happy that I could get my own place. Like this is all mine. I could decorate how I want and everything. And I'm just so grateful that, he's there. Like he hears you. He heard me. He heard my cry, and all praise to him. All right. I forgot what point I'm on, but I think point number 4. I want to share to y'all the experience of, or the luxury of living alone. Living alone has been the best decision of my life. I am able to do some research on myself, on my identity. I'm able to freely do whatever I want. You know, be naked if I wanted to, invite people if I wanted to.
Whoever, I don't have to hear nobody. I don't have to accommodate for nobody's needs or wants. Cook, it's just peaceful. Like I'm at peace. Like God provided me with tremendous peace. It makes no sense. I never felt so peaceful in my life until I literally moved in. And I believe that this was God's plan. Like this is just a start, of me getting my place, and I just can't wait to see what else God has in store for me. Like this year was the year I told myself that I need to get my own place, and I got my own place, and not only that,
I got my place furnished and decorated. Like God provided the furniture for me, the place, pretty much everything, the money if I needed. Like if I was like, He provided that for me. From the food, from the couch, from the plates, like He provided for me. And it just goes to show that God would He would test your faith. Even a little bit faith will count. Like it's just crazy to me how He can work in mysterious ways. And I just wanted to share my experience, my faith. Just, anybody that's out there that's trying to keep the faith, just keep the faith. God is there. He will bless you. He will provide for you. Like stay and put within yourself, within your relationship with Him. Don't let obstacles get in your way, because God is gonna be there. He'll even provide twice, even more. And it's crazy because all I asked was an apartment, but God provided a full furnished place. Like all I asked God was an apartment. I was gonna figure out the rest on my own, but He even provided more. Like, what? Y'all can't tell me there ain't no God. Like, what? All I asked was an apartment, and He literally gave me everything: a carpet, couch, my little chair, my salon chair, because I do hair. It's crazy. But I ain't gonna make this video too long, y'all. If you are new, please subscribe, like, turn on your notification if you want to see more of me. Let's get into these locks, y'all. This is a year worth of growth, and I am digging it. Like, once I get like a nice fresh retwist, I'm gonna look bomb.com. 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 All right, peace, y'all. Have a beautiful night.